look at you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Flea Foster. Welcome to the Food Passport.
Food Passport is really about the love of food. It's the journey, it's the adventure. It's about highlighting the local talent, and it's really about enjoying the food.
Fettuccine salmon and 2 brodettes. Okay, tonight it's very intense. Number 1, we have 2 menus. Number 2 is a beautiful girl that interview us.
Iocco. Everybody.
Iocco.
Marisa Iocco will be cooking up four different plates for our guests.
A vanilla bread pudding with apricot and caramelized sauce. No caramello, caramelized.
Say that again.
Caramelized.
But
no caramello. It has nothing to do with that.
what's Carmelo?
Carmelo means the mountain.
And what's your name?
My name is Carmelo. I'm the mountain. I don't know. Well, you know what I mean? Every time I come to your house, it's like, you know, it's all I see food around your house. It really reminds me, like, I felt like at home, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Obviously, he's from a different, like, background. You know what I mean? He's made the arancini. Filipino making arancini. I'm like, oh, no. It's like, you know.
Welcome to the food.
I thought it was me only. All right, let's go.
As Carmelo said, it's really about the love of food. Both me and Carmelo like to eat, and we also like to cook.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the Food Passport.
Where food meets art meets Boston.
Food quality made for scratch.
Typically, we have 4 people back here.
How do you make that work?
It's tight. I mean, it's very difficult, but you get used to it. You get used to the rhythm, and you almost dance together in some ways.
Exactly, and I love to dance. So I don't know about Robert. I think it's salsa, and then a lot of time it's tango too. I mean, it's very passionate. 16 years ago, I came here and I felt very Italian, more than I am now. And so I started to cook polenta and risotto, which was very unknown for a lot of people in Boston. And so when they saw the polenta with seafood, they were really, what's that? And I said, well, please try it. And so we tried, and they tried, and so we started to communicate it, and they returned. Now they follow me from 18 years.
So do you think that that's part of how the food scene has changed in Boston, that people are more open to try different dishes than they were when you first got here?
Yes, absolutely, yes. Everything that is trendy, it become more acceptable from people. And many years ago, I remember when my grandfather came in America, they looked Italians like really, you know, in good eye. But then, you know, the evolving of the culture, they start to see not just the art, but also the style and clothes and the food. So everybody wants to try Italian food, and they fall in love with Italian food. And hopefully with the people, then they cook Italian food, they will still fall in love.
So what's your definition of a ragu? Because everybody's very different when it comes to ragu.
You cook very slowly. That's I call ragu, some semi-soft sauce.
It's like a roux and a gumbo.
Yeah.
Slow cook.
Yeah. Okay, I need fire, please. Okay, pick up, guys. Come on. Marco, you go to table 7, 3 special pasta, please. Thank you. The olive oil make the dish, definitely. It's one of the most important food, definitely.
Do you have certain areas where your favorite olive oils come from?
I do have some area that I prefer to eat home, and I am from Liguria, but we use some olive oil from Sicily. It's fantastic. And I think every region of Italy that has produced olive oil is fantastic. And if you come to my house, I have empty refrigerator, always. But for sure I have a good extra virgin olive oil and bread.
So if you were to throw a dinner party at your house, what would you cook?
Well, I have oil, I have garlic, I have pasta, so pasta, garlic, and oil maybe.
We're talking about the white bean puree. When I make white bean puree, the only thing that I have to make it in is a Cuisine, and it comes out, it's a little mealy. But this white bean puree was beautiful and silky, and I wondered if he puts it through a sieve or a food mill or a drum, which is a big sieve that you put everything through. So I'd like to know what he does. And the other thing is he uses rosemary, which is not usually my favorite herb, but it was very subtle, and I wondered if he boiled it first, because if you poach it first, it takes away some of the woodiness of the herb, and you can incorporate it without it being overwhelming. And so we're going to ask him what he does. He's awful good.
One of the key steps is I salt the water as I soak the beans overnight.
Okay.
And then essentially just cook them until they're very tender. So you're going to rinse them very well and then cook them until very tender. With a mere pour of vegetables, just carrots, celery, onions, and whatever herbs you choose. We usually put in rosemary and bay leaves. Those are our favorite herbs here.
Because she says she's using a Cuisine art, which kind of gives her that Italy feeling. So how are you sending it through a sieve?
No, what we're actually using is a stand-up blender.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that
Because that's what we have.
that's what we have. But that's what gets a really fine puree.
Braised artichoke, it was really amazing. It was unique and creative. Not an antipasto that I've ever experienced before.
No secret at all. Well, first of all, fresh artichokes, clean it very well. And most of the time then we spend is to clean it, because you take all the leaf, the green leaf, and you save the heart part. Then we cut it in 4 parts and then braise it with extra virgin olive oil, little rosemary, thyme, salt and pepper, and a few cloves of garlic. A little water, almost cover the whole artichokes, and then cover the whole thing with a towel. And braised for, depends on the big are the artichokes, but usually it's 25 to 30 minutes. Salt and pepper. Ready to eat?
Marisa,
Yes,
this is fantastic.
it is.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Well, you have any doubt about?
If I doubted you before, I certainly have no doubts now.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Well, wait until the bread pudding comes.
Apricot sauce, and there were a few hidden apricots inside as well. Absolutely delicious. So,
And what's the key to a good bread pudding?
Marisa's touch. This great recipe.
What?
It's a secret.
I share the recipe, but I guess I always have something.
Sicily in southern Italy was basically named Enotria, which if you remember Eno or O-E-N-O, Enotria was the land of wine for the Greeks. So it was basically their backyard to plant the wine. So you see in Sicily and Campania in southern Italy, you get a lot of these ancient varietals, Aglianico for Hellenic, Grecanico for Greek origin. So
And the
Sangiovese, I think Sicily, I think Nero d'Avola. That was the drier one. The brighter one, it's a stealth enclosure, so a lot of stainless steel fermentation, so it really retains a lot of the fruit characteristic to the wine. It's very good.
Piemonte is the best region in Italy, in
It
my
absolutely
opinion.
is, the noble region.
Yes.
Burgundy wine lovers will also enjoy wines from Lombardia.
Yeah,
as well.
I agree with you. So,
So,
what about
open up
odd
all
variety? With a personal trainer Wednesday. I'm Whoa! An hour later, you've convinced me of nothing. We're actually kind of on the same page, though. Burgundy, Loire.
It's an Italian wine dinner, though, remember.
Yeah, I know, but let's just go there.
Loire,
might
nice and spicy, 100%
Do
from
you
all
like-
areas of the world.
But do you like
Napa,
it when it goes in that
Sangiovese.
herbaceous kind of bell pepper direction?
No, which is why you can only use 2 or 3% in certain varietal blends.
Oh, I don't agree with
100%,
you. 100% Cab
100%
Franc when done well.
When done well, but name me a few that have been done well.
So I fall in love with Boston and I start to work, and then I'm still here, back and forth from Italy.
And when did you fall in love with cooking?
When I was in college studying for architecture, and I completely fall in love with cooking, because
your-
I think it's a form of art. Then I really can express myself better. The fact that I can communicate with people, sometimes even without speaking, because just with my food.
Let's talk about the ravioli. What
Yes.
was in the ravioli? What type of mushroom was that?
Well, different mushroom. Robert, what did you? He is the one. He's the the magic.
The morel mushroom. So the sauce was morel mushroom sauce, basically.
So, no, engaging that people more participating with us, because it's a small kitchen, and doing at the restaurant it's more challenging for sure. Because you have to be fast, and you also have to answer questions, and people can be really involved because the kitchen is bigger than your house, so they can actually cook with you.